Tekashi 6ix9ine. Young rapper, short, Mexican,
Crazy looking.
colorful hair, orange, yellow, red,
purple,
green, pink. All the colors of the rainbow made people look at him as if he's part of the Rainbow Coalition, aka the Gay Guy Club. He was picked up on charges of racketeering by none other than the FBI. The people that everybody claimed to be scared of. The people that actually have no face. They actually do have faces, but they just put those 3 letters on them. Federal Bureau of Investigation. But this young guy was sort of like Tupac on steroids. Not even half the talent of Tupac, but a mouth that would make Tupac be like, oh my goodness, this dude is talking some major trash. So, Tekashi 6ix9ine is rolling with a lot of guys from the Blood gang, a blood affiliation with the Bloods and the Crips from LA, but he's from Brooklyn, New York. Doing a little research, it's been said that he was once a Crip. So an immediate red flag is
he one or was he affiliated?
No pun intended. But an immediate red flag was he once wore a blue flag. Then he turned red, and that's not gang. So whatever he did, it was the actions of an opportunist. Yeah. So he had some rapping skills, had a lot of charisma, a lot of wit, a lot of comedy with him. And he blew up after a few years of struggling and putting out music and not really getting any attention. He began to blow up, put out a couple of good songs, and right behind him, he said a lot of crazy stuff to people, telling people to run up on him, telling people to suck his eggplant everywhere he went, telling people who he'll kill, who he'll shoot, whose butt he'll kick, who he'll F up, who his crew will do this and do that to. Him and his crew fired some shots at some people. We'll say his crew allegedly fired some shots at some people. They often got into fights where they went. You see them on video at the airport in Dallas, I believe, fighting. I don't know if it's Dallas or Houston, but they're fighting right there in broad daylight. On social media, doing a lot of reckless things, showing a lot of money, showing guns.
Just a lot of reckless behavior because they thought they was above the law.
A lot of drug talk. Got in trouble for dealing with a youngster. At one point, he was at a party. I guess him and his crew were having a party, and an underage girl got into the party. In there, they squeezed on her butt, and she did some things, and he ended up getting charged. Probably somebody else too, but he ended up being charged with, I guess, sexual assault or reckless behavior around a minor, one of them charges like that. He ended up getting taken into police custody a couple of times. Nevertheless, he has probably he does have the most viewed interview on The Breakfast Club. And now he came back with the second interview, which is now probably the second most viewed interview on The Breakfast Club out of all the entertainers we've seen. This little knucklehead made it on there, and he's talking big trash to a whole bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? Telling men, anybody who says something to him, hey, suck my eggplant. He suck my... Real boisterous. And he told them right there in the interview, this is going to be the most viewed interview y'all ever had. And I ain't lying. He wasn't lying. It came to fruition. But after his second interview on Friday, the following day, the FBI came to him and told him that his crew is planning to do something to him. They may they may be plotting to take his life. And they had the phone taps to prove it. So it turns out the FBI, not only the New York PD, but the FBI was on his behind. And then on top of that, Homeland Security is on him.
What?
So all these people are on this little 22-year-old boy with the colorful hair. They brought him in. Your crew is plotting on you. You need to roll with us so we can protect you. Otherwise, you can lose your life. He said, hell with y'all. I don't need y'all help. They release him. And then the following day, they book him or they indict him on federal charges. He has $1.7 million in the bank.
Yeah, I heard him saying that.
He's indicted on racketeering, which means they can probably find a way to freeze that money. But
Sure.
his lawyer said, and I believe he and his lawyer said, we will give you this $1.7 million if I can get out of here and get bail or whatever. They said, no, we don't need
That's
your money.
not how it works.
Because they really don't need your money.
No, that's not how this works.
The government, the court system, they really don't need your money. But they do like to break people. They like to freeze people's money. They like for the lawyers to make a lot of money because it's a nice system to, jack people. So they do like to see you broke. But this man has a daughter. He's only 22. He has a little baby girl that's like 2 years old or something. So yes, we feel sorry for her, but with it's like 11 months or 11 and a half months from his life turning upside down with money and fame and popularity, because he said last November he was sleeping on his mother's couch, on his mother's floor, and his brother, all of them were crammed into an apartment or something. To all of a sudden him having $1.7 million, being famous, everyone knowing who he is everywhere he goes. But now he's locked up. So
now it's no bail. I think how many years he has? Was it life?
He hasn't gotten sentenced to anything
Sentenced
yet.
yet.
He's just been quote unquote sentenced to no bail. However, the charges say he can get up to 32 years. So in his interview, 2 days before he got picked up or indicted, he said that he's done with his crew. He fired everybody. He's rolling solo. Somebody in his crew was stealing money from him. They couldn't be trusted. Somebody was giving out his mother's home address, saying they should do something to her. So it appears that that's an attempt to separate himself from his crew for the sake of the court system and trying to make a better way for himself when it comes time for sentencing. I don't know how well that's going to work when it comes to the courts, but I know it's not going to play out well in jail.
But you know what? Because this is his first federal offense. So is this his first federal offense?
You only need one.
Right. But where I'm going with that is, he may not do the whole 32. I think that they might give him. They might go hard. I don't see it being like less than 15. But I don't think they're going to do the 32.
Let's say a quarter. Let's do a quarter, because he was also on probation or parole, probation, whatever. So he wasn't supposed to get in any trouble, no hang around any felons or do anything crazy, and they out here shooting guns. There's also,
so he violated his probation.
There's also a video clip of him offering $30,000 allegedly to kill Chief Keef's cousin or two of his cousins. Chief Keef is a young
rapper,
wild gangster rapper in Chicago who people had to sit down and say, look, you're about to get killed if you don't change your ways. He and Tekashi got into it a little bit, and Tekashi out here putting hits according to the audio, allegedly. So there are a number of charges they can bring him in on, because racketeering is so wide. All you have to do in racketeering is prove that you were somehow affiliated. So if someone shot a gun, all he had to do is prove that you knew he had a gun. If somebody punched somebody and you were standing there, all they got to do is prove that you walked up to them with the intent of causing damage, or you knew your partner was about to cause damage or bodily harm to somebody. They don't have to prove much when it comes to racketeering. Then they also have a charge of selling heroin, marijuana, and I'm not sure if it's cocaine either, but selling drugs, as they call it, hawking narcotics, according to the FBI report. So there's a smorgasbord of charges, and all you gotta do is pick one, and they have all of them lined up. So it's not like, well, if he cops out the one, feds ain't having that. Feds are probably, they can convict you on everything, because the feds normally, dot their I's and cross all their T's before they bring your ass in.
True.
So I want to know what our homie and our affiliate Tay on the mic had to say about this, because he's closer to Tekashi's age.
Well, he was pretty disappointed in what went down, because he was like, I don't think there's no way around this or out of this, situation. And we only talked about it briefly, but he was really upset because that's one of his, rappers that he liked, which, I don't really care for 6ix9ine.
We talking about rapping.
Rapping.
We ain't asking nothing about the 6ix9ine. Stay on topic.
Isn't his name Tekashi 6ix9ine?
Oh, my bad. You said I don't care about 6ix9ine.
Yeah, I was talking about the rapper.
I thought you were talking about something else.
No, the rapper.
I'm sorry. I thought you said Bath.
You just went there, but I did not.
Okay.
But so I don't care for him anyway. I don't know, these young rappers that come out here, they think they're invincible and they can do anything they want to, and they think, they don't have to pay for it. But as we see time and time again, all these things start to catch up with you.
He raised a nice amount of money, but was that really worth it? You raised that $1.7 million, but you can't spend it. Oh my goodness. I mean, people dream of making that much money. People dream of making that much money, and he made it at the age of 22 with a little bit of skill and a lot of hype and controversy.
Very little skill.
But a lot of hype and controversy.
Yeah.
I mean, it got so bad.
I think that's what sells. That's sales.
Right.
That controversy sells.
And it got so bad that he was signing up for concerts, and the concerts were getting shut down, like immediately before a performance, like weeks before the performance. They say, no, we can't do this show here. Give us our money back. We can't have you coming out here. Yeah, you're too much of a risk. But I remember how Tupac was, and the reason why I bring up Tupac, like I say, Tekashi doesn't even have half the skill he probably has. I guess maybe 5% of the skills Tupac had.
This.
Yeah, well,
pinky finger.
The pinky. He has Tupac's pinky finger. 5% of the skills Pac had. However, well, I'm gonna say the balls. He had the balls of Tupac. But here's the funny part. Out of all that stuff he did, and all the hype and everything he was doing, he could have easily had a career on a TV show, cutting up, making people laugh, because the dude was wild. Dude make you laugh. But anyway, this is what I was about to say. I forgot what I was going to say. Mm-hmm. I bring up Tupac because he was in the news so much, we were forced to know who he was. You hear his name on interviews, videos, the regular news, his name, magazine covers. You're like, who in the hell? He was just everywhere. A whole lot of hype, a lot of controversy, not a lot of skill, but he had skill. He had skill to get the press. He had skill to get the press. And he has some rap skills. They have a few rap songs I hear when he's not yelling and going crazy, trying to act like a baby DMX. There was some he was actually flipping some lyrics and some words. I said, okay, I see you doing your thing. I understand where you have a decent amount of fans, but in that short span of time, he blew the hell up, made all that money, and I thought he should have made. I thought he had more, but I guess all them shows being shut down, all the security he had to pay for, and the huge entourage that he carried with him, I think that probably brought him down from 5. He probably had 5 million. If you give him all the money back that he paid for security and his entourage and legal fees. Oh my goodness.
Child support.
No, he has. I think he's with his child's mother or something.
Oh, he is.
I think they don't. I don't know.
No.
But it still would be one child and 2 years old, so he ain't lose no money. And it takes a little while to get all that stuff done, and it's only been 11 months. But I feel bad for him. Not because he bit off more than he can chew, or he wrote a check that his ass couldn't cash. I don't feel sorry about that. But at such a young age, he went so hard as if everything was a game. Not realizing that life is pretty long. And I believe Chris Rock said life is even longer if you made the wrong decisions. Because then you got to sit in your bad decisions and everything that comes with what you've done. I saw a video, one of his music videos. He said he had 30 women in the video on a boat or something. But it's just woman and nice, sexy woman. How could you give that up for some knucklehead stuff?
Because he's young.
I couldn't be locked up.
Fame hits people different ways.
I couldn't be locked up.
I'm trying to tell you, he thought he was above the law. He didn't think that he was going to go to jail. He thought he was above all that.
Being locked
All
up.
young people, or usually young males, feel like they're above the law when it comes to certain things. They feel like they're untouchable.
You bring drugs into it. You bring guns into it. You ain't sitting me in no jail with all them funky, sweaty ass men. And 3 or 4 men in the cell and the toilet right there in the cell. You must be, oh heck no.
Then what you gonna do then? Because you're gonna have to go to the bathroom.
All of them got to get out. All of them got to go. I'm going to hunger strike. I'm doing something outlandish. They can be like, oh yeah, we got to get him out of here. They gonna mean I'd rather be in a straitjacket than be around all them dudes. That's nasty. Oh no! Then they have one area where they have like 100 men in a room, and all these bunk beds in the room. So 50 bunk beds, and just men everywhere you look is convicts. No privacy. I remember going to camp.
You gave up your privacy when you go to jail.
But hold on, I remember I went to camp in 10th grade, 10th, 11th grade. Nothing but thugged out dudes, which was no big deal. Because I didn't grew up around thugs and all that kind of stuff. But we were all in one room with all these bunk beds and a few lockers here. I'm like, this is not how life's supposed to be. I can't sleep in here. I did not sleep. I stayed up the whole night. I didn't stay there. I got up out of there. I got up out of there. You know, I did the old stomachache trick. I'm sick. Woe was me. No, I can't stay up in there. No, I need a room with doors. I need a shower, a personal shower.
That room did have doors.
It had the one door to come
That's
in.
right.
And then the back door, because it was actually in the barrack. You know, they had the barracks in the army, so this was on an army base.
So that's the same thing they do in the army, don't y'all? Don't they all bunk in the same
I'm
room?
not being no daggone army.
But my point is, that's what they do.
And
that saves money. Can't have all of y'all having your own room.
I'm not hearing people talking in their sleep in the middle of the night. I'm not hearing flatulence in the middle of the night. I'm not hearing people burping in the middle of the night. I don't want to hear people scratching themselves in the middle of the night. I don't want to hear people pleasuring themselves in the middle of the night. I don't want to hear people talking and giggling in the middle of the night. I'm in there and they're talking about sports at like 1 or 2 in the morning and arguing about the championship and who's this in basketball. I'm like, look, God, get me out of this mother. Get me out of here. So and that was supposed to be for, I think, 5 days. And I lasted one night. I said, y'all gotta get me out of here because, I may fight and then all types of stuff in here. But
would you let your child go to that?
Hell no.
So you wouldn't want him to go to an experience of going to camp, and it might be a different experience for him than it is for you.
If he has a couple of cousins going with him, yes, because people click up in camps and military schools and stuff like that. People from the same neighborhoods and everything, they click up. And next thing you know, you getting jumped because these 7 or 8 dudes live in the same neighborhood. And, you know, they got their parents to send them there because they didn't want to go anywhere else. All of them going there together. Then you got butt burglars, little boys or teenagers that, you know, want to rape people. You know, things like, what's that movie called? American Me. When that young guy got sent away to jail or juvenile, what do you call it? Juvenile delinquent facility. And the older teenagers raped him. And he on the bed, just trying to catch some sleep, trying to catch some Z's. And they invaded his rear end. Oh no, somebody did that to my son, and my son come home bow-legged. There's gonna be some problems. There's gonna be some problems. Be a whole bunch of, anyway.
We done went all over the place right here.
Yeah, because this is some serious stuff.
Off our whole.
So that's just me in 11th grade. That's about what, 16? Tekashi's 22, and he started all this behavior probably he's around 19. So it's almost the same age, 16 and 19.
Yeah, pretty much.
But give me $1.7 million and women little girls at my disposal, like my mother or grandmother was saying, pissy little girls at that age, teenage age. Give me all them little girls, $1.7 million, the ability to drive or the privilege to drive, buy anything I want to buy, all the chocolate I can eat, I can travel. He was just in...
All you were thinking about is your chocolate.
Chocolate. He was just in Dubai with Fat Joe. Now, I ain't been to Dubai yet. I know it's just a flight away. We can go over there and do some shows over there. Like we did in LA. We in LA. We recorded our show in LA 3 weeks ago. But he was just in Dubai with Fat Joe, and they had it on film. Fat Joe was telling him, you got to bring this down because the feds are coming to get you. And Tekashi was like, yeah, they be outside my house. Sometimes I see them, man. And Fat Joe was like, oh, I'm telling you, man, they're coming to get you. They don't play. The boys don't play. You got to bring it down. You don't want that in your life. Got to stop doing such and such. And that was a little too late because he had already accrued so much, but he just added on to it after the Fat Joe thing. But you're in places like Dubai, then back to LA, then in New York, then you're flying over to Europe. He's all over the globe. Give me that at 22. I'm not hanging with no drug dealers. I'm definitely ain't selling nothing myself. I ain't busting off shots. I'm hiring real security that have the, what you call it, the certification to carry weapons. I'm not rolling with some Crips and Bloods and trying to say, all right, y'all, we gonna bust off some shots. Hell no. And then they found an AK, allegedly I think an AK-57 on him. I am not doing any of that, Rakim. I'm not doing any of that as an adult now. You must be out your mind.
You gotta understand too, you grew up differently than he did too. You gotta understand the environment he was around. It was an environment that kind of really pushed him to what he's doing right now. You know, a lot of people feel that when they're famous, they can still continue to do the same thing they were doing before they were famous.
That's true.
And you can't. You have to start doing something differently than you was doing before. You can't hang with the same people, especially if they're going to bring you down. But see, he figured, hey, I'm not going to change. I'm the same person I was before. I got to stay with my same crew. I got to hang with them to let them know that I am down, to let them know that this money and music ain't changed who I am. I'm still that same, person you knew before. I'm still going to be that same person now. But now he's learning. Unfortunately, it's learned too late. But by the time he get out of jail and I ain't trying to be funny, he'll be, 45 or so? 45, maybe almost pushing 50?
I hope it's not that bad. If he serves the entire... Well, he hasn't even gotten sentenced yet. But let's say 8 years. Let's say 7 or 8 years. We'll just put that out there.
15.
I understand. I'm just going to cut it to a fourth.
All right.
They said 32. let's just say 8 years,
All right, let's go with 8.
which is still too damn long. So if he's
Well, he'll
22,
be 30.
well, he'll be 30, 31. Things, all right, we as a society are heavily influenced by movies. I, as an uncle, or his OG, because I'm probably the OG age around him, and I'm wise too, I would have sat him down in 3 days. I told him, give me 3 days of your time. Nephew, come in, nephew. You gonna what? Sit him down for 3 days, and we gonna get some beer or whatever he drinking. He probably on the brown or something. He probably on vodka or something. I get me some brown.
Some rock.
And he on all that weed, so we get some weed.
Some roll-ups. Some rollies.
And I'm gonna play him in 3 days. The first day we're gonna watch Boys in the Hood. Then we're gonna watch Menace to Society. The second day we're gonna watch Carlito's Way and New Jack City. The third day we're gonna watch Goodfellas. And I find something else to watch. And I'm gonna leave Godfather out.
I know you missed one big movie. I can't believe you didn't mention.
What, B Street?
No.
I'm joking. What?
Did you say Beach Street?
The king of the beat. See you rocking that beat.
Where is the movie that
Oh, Scarface.
Thank you.
So, but thank you for bringing that up. The point is, and Jay-Z had the lyric, I can't remember it. He said, we all know how the story ends, but still I play the starring role in Carlito's Way. That's a Jay-Z from The Life or something. I can't remember, from the Black Album. But basically, everything is set up for you, and you know how the story is going to end if you keep traveling down this road. And all those movies, I just mentioned 6 movies, all of them end the same way, because there's no getting out once you go a little too far down that path. Sometimes you don't have to go far down the path to get your ass lit up.
Right, yeah.
In Boys in the Hood, Ice Cube didn't go far down the path. He didn't go far. Well, he took a life. That was after his brother's life was taken. But the most he did in that movie was flash a gun, telling people to chill. You mess with my crew, chill out. Scarface went very far.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But what else we had? Menace to Society.
Menace to Society.
They didn't go too far, but they were cutting up. So Tekashi 6ix9ine's life was a lot like Kane and Short Dog's lives put together in Menace to Society. And it was a lot like Scarface. But it probably fit Carlito and his lawyer and Benny Blanco from the Bronx. You put them 3 together, you get Tekashi 6ix9ine actions. Everything is right there. And I would have sat him down and we watched him.
And what is his real name?
Tekashi?
His real name?
Daniel, I think it's Daniel Hernandez.
Because he got that name from off of one of those animes.
I believe it, and that's how he dressed.
Tekashi, because he changed it to a T, but the name is Kakashi. Because when I was thinking about, because a lot of these rappers, these new rappers with these weird names, they get a lot of their names from those animated TV shows.
And they had to add a letter or a number to
add something to it.
Right, to not infringe on the copyright.
Right.
But he went so far. There were times when, like in Chicago, for example, Chief Keef and all these people in Chicago saying, yeah, you bring your ass to Chicago, we're going to light your ass up or whatever. What does he do?
Take himself to
He
Chicago.
goes to Chicago, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, pulls up where they were recording, cuts on Instagram or whatever, and say, here I am, I'm posted up at such and such, where y'all at? I don't see y'all out here. It turns out he was only there for about 15 to 30 seconds. But we learned that later.
Right.
All we know is, as a viewer, for entertainment purposes, that he was there.
Right.
And the people in Chicago mad about that. But he's showing up at all these events fighting. I think this major record executive, I think he's a top executive in music, I think in Universal Music or something. I think it's Universal. Tekashi went at it with his son last month. So some people are saying, what you think is going to happen after that? That real powerful man is going to say, look, this little guy's out here doing such and such. He's harming people like, or putting my son and other people in harm's way that are innocent, law-abiding citizens. People like that have enough pull to tell the chief of police or whomever, look, y'all need to do something about this. And it's sad that even though people did try to pull him aside and say their little thing, somebody need to grab his little ass. And it's unfortunate that the people who should have done that were the people who were influencing him all along. Because he's 22, the people that were right next to him to his right and his left, who also got indicted with him, were in their late 30s. Like 36, 37, 38 years old, somewhere around there. They're the ones who's cutting up with him.
They don't know no better either.
They know better.
If they did, they would do better.
Yeah, but they're trying to get that money from him.
Yeah, so what you're going to do with the money is that's similar to when we was talking about the Whitney Houston story, where people should have did, but they didn't do because they wanted that money.
They trying to get some of that money.
They want that money.
And one of them has $60,000.
Everybody's going to say yes, man. You're going to be a yes man.
His right-hand man has $60,000 in the bank, but it turns out that he's one of the ones, I believe, allegedly on the wiretap that was plotting on his life. They said, violate him. We're going to violate him or super violate him or something like that. So, very unfortunate circumstances right now. And he's only like 5'7", 150 pounds. And you put him on a prison yard with some real killers and people that are like double his body weight, 300-pound men that at 6'5", with this little 5'7" dude that's 150 pounds with the number 6'9" in his face. Now his that just has sex written all over it. Now what would a gay guy do or a homo thug do if this little dude, and they call him Pretty Mouth? You know, some of the movies you hear him say, hey, Pretty Mouth. So just imagine that, this little dude coming down with the number 6'9" in his face, and the first thing you say, that's a good idea. Real good idea, Pretty Mouth. Come on over. Oh, hell no. If I was him, I'd probably just, I don't know.
If I was him, I'd be trying to get them tattoos off.
He ain't getting them tattoos off. But I tell you what I would do now that I think about it. As soon as I get out in that little prison yard, what they say in life, the guards say, the property line, boss. That's right. Don't you boys cross that property line. I'd be the little gay dude in life that Miguel Nunez. By Tekashi, I run for that fence. And they in that tower, they start shooting them guns. I'm like, y'all got to shoot me. Because I'd rather take a bullet in the ass than the eggplant in the ass. Because that bullet, I go to, either I'm going to go to the infirmary with the bullet, or I'll be dead with the bullet. And I'd be damned if I'm going to be in the infirmary with my ass leaking. and can't walk, lying on my stomach, telling somebody this some BS. Just imagine you got to sit. Oh my goodness, this rape is just a bad thing, whether it's man or woman. But
it's harsh reality.
Oh, that's scary.
That's why you don't get yourself in situations so that you have to go to jail. You don't have to worry about that.
I know one thing. I've been and jumped that fence. All that barbed wire and razor
You've been
blades,
dead. You just been
been all slid up, cut up.
You will be fried.
Shot up. That fence is electric.
Yes.
Well, they just gonna have to fry me.
That's electric fence.
Everybody gonna smell me.
Yep.
For real.
They don't get you while you dead. It's like, no, I'm like, I'm joking.
They can do it when I'm dead. I ain't gonna say what I was about to say.
Oh gosh, I think we have went far enough with that situation today.
Yeah, we went too far, but to be continued, we're gonna talk more about this when more charges come down. And there are a lot of rappers that have gotten caught up recently. But anyway, it's Money Green sending his condolences to that sweet little daughter of Tekashi 6ix9ine, and you know somebody is gonna be running up in his girlfriend. Ooh, oh, so I hear your man went to jail now. You know that daughter needs a father. And you need somebody to cuddle up with late at night. I can take care of you. I make good food. I protect you. And you got a pretty mouth.
And we out.